My name is Professor Paul Martin. I'm Director of Research for the Department of Sociological Studies. I have a slightly unusual background in that I was initially trained as a bioscientist, but I've converted to being a social scientist, and my specialist area is the sociology of science and technology, and in particular studies of the biosciences. As part of my academic career, a key thing I've prioritised has been a very, very strong personal commitment to PhD training, and I've supervised some 25 students over the last 15 years. It's been one of the greatest pleasures I have in the job, and so as part of my role in the department, it's been very important for me to help establish with the postgraduate team a really important environment for enabling postgraduate students to feel that they can study and learn here in a supportive environment. So the key part of that is to ensure the broad research culture in the department is vibrant and supportive and committed to developing postgraduate studies and career development for young scholars who want to make a career in academia or want to enter other spheres of life, and ensuring that that they're supported, but also encouraged and in a positive fashion to realise their potential in terms of attending conferences, publishing papers, becoming part of professional networks. The key areas that the Department of Sociological Studies is known for nationally and internationally fall under another headings related to the three subdisciplines of social policy, sociology and social work. In the social policy domain, I guess Alan Walker's work on ageing and the dynamics of growing old, particularly in an international context, European context, has attracted a great deal of interest, particularly at EU level. Lorna Warren's work also in relationship to women and ageing has been very important in this domain. Another area sort of cutting across sociology and social policy is children and families and childhood. And Alison James has run the Childhood Centre here, which is a faculty-wide grouping, very successfully for many years. And I think there's many scholars here doing really important work relating to children and families. In the social policy domain also, Angela Kilkey is doing work on migration, Mark Thompson is doing work on social equality and social exclusion, and I think one of the things that the department is also very well known for is work on global social policy, so the work of Kevin Farnsworth and Zoe Owen in terms of comparative welfare states. In the sociology domain, Richard Jenkins has done a lot of really important work on identity at a conceptual level and is really well known for that. There are other people who've done really important work in sociology as well. I suppose I'd point to the work of the grouping with Susan Molyneux-Hodgson, Bridget Vessels and myself doing I think what's becoming a really important part of the emerging field of sociology around science, technology and society, whether that's digital societies, biosocieties or the relationship between engineering and society. Matteo Spencer is involved in some really interesting theoretical developments. I could go on. I think we've got a very, very vibrant culture in this area. In social work, then Jan Howarth's work on child protection I think is nationally and internationally recognised, as well as many other members of the social work team doing work on child protection, safeguarding and risk. I think overall though, the key thing is that the department's called sociological studies for a very strong reason, is that we do not see these disciplines as necessary in a sort of silo or a bunker, that actually the social work team, the social policy people and the scholars working in sociology all cross-cut in terms of their interests. So it's very much an integrated approach which provides, I think, a really interesting multidisciplinary environment within the department. So why come to do a PhD at Sheffield? I think there are a number of really important reasons for this. At a practical level, I think we've created a really supportive training environment that will provide you a lot of the resources, networks and the community to help you get through a PhD. Doing a PhD is not an easy thing in terms of it's demanding personally in terms of it can be a lonely journey, it can be an extremely exciting and fascinating journey, but it needs to be undertaken, I think, in an environment that is very supportive, and I think that's what we've tried to create here. The facilities in terms of the office space, the training and methods courses, the broad supervisory environment are all first rate, and I think the supervisors here are absolutely committed to encouraging your development in terms of going to the next step in whatever career you wish to take. Particularly for those people who want to stay in academia, there'll be a very carefully guided programme of career development, which will also be relevant to people who don't necessarily want to, who want to do something more practical. In terms of the research environment, another key reason for coming to Sheffield is because we have scholars of the highest international standard producing cutting-edge research in their own disciplinary areas, in social work, in social policy and sociology, and that, I think, creates the milieu within which your studies can develop. So we have a critical mass of scholars, we have a critical mass of PhD students working here that create a culture, a research culture, that will enable you to reach your potential in terms of carrying out a PhD, as I say, in a supportive environment that will nurture your aspirations. I will show you what it is.